Remember, she'd already withdrawn from every individual event, suffering from stress and from mental health issues. And by the way, beam isn't even her best event. She wasn't even favored to medal in it, so it's not like she's just doing this to guarantee herself a medal before the gymnastics portion of the Olympics are over. This was supposed to be her time to shine, these Olympics. She carried the weight of the world into these games. And in many ways, Simone Biles taking care of herself, putting her health first, her head first, her teammates first, as we saw her do, was in fact her time to shine, to put these issues in the global spotlight. So the balance beam is the last event of the women's gymnastics meet, and it's tomorrow night. And no matter what happens out there, in my opinion, I think a lot of people would agree, Simone Biles has already won. So kudos to her. We're cheering for you, and we're rooting for you, Simone. Kevin Wilds.
Hope she crushes it. Great job, Jenna.
That's great, Jenna. Great job, Jenna. While the excitement of this Trevor Lawrence to Tim Tebow touchdown on Friday reverberated around the world and down to the Earth's core, Urban Meyer smartly wants Jacksonville games filled with Jacksonville fans. Take a listen.
We're going to own this thing. When I say we, I mean everybody. That's our stadium. I'm done hearing about other fans coming in our stadium. It's got to stop. That's our stadium. This is our city, and this is our team. Own it.
Urban, I feel your pain, buddy.
I like it.
I know what it's like to be totally focused on running a game plan and trying to sort of inspire your team, only to look up on the monitor and see someone wearing the jersey or oftentimes a helmet of a wrong team, often saying, go Jets, and I was like, hold on, why aren't you talking about the team that you're supposed to be talking for? Like, no, I just want to talk about the Jets. So, Urban, I know what it's like. Luckily, you play the Jets on the road, week 16, so, but I wouldn't rule out Brandon driving to a few Jacksonville practices. I looked it up. It's 333 miles away, about a 4-hour drive. No
traffic. Oh, there it is.
No, with no traffic, Brandon. No, not yet. No. It's a Jacksonville segment. No. Urban Meyer's going to be furious. Urban Meyer, there we go. Thank you.
He doesn't want to see that.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
We're talking
Urban, listen. The Jets, we travel mightily. We come with it. You're going to hear those chants. Jets, 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 Jets. I guarantee victory.
Coming from Brandon.
I guarantee victory.
Guarantee victory. Oh, a guaranteed victory. How about that?
Here we go. We're moving on. Up north, little Green Bay action where Aaron Rodgers went out of his way this weekend to make sure the football world knows he's all in, at least for now. Next year, the year after that, still up in the air. But for this season, no more drama, no more wondering. It is just football. That after team and quarterback agreed to a rework deal with concessions on both sides. Now comes the fun part. Take a listen.
I mean, it's the best feeling. It was a little strange, I think, day one, just because I was gone for the entire offseason and contemplated my own future and the possibility of playing somewhere else as well. But when I'm back here, I'm 100% all in, you know. And you know me, you know what I'm all about. I love my teammates. I love competing. I do love practice. You know, I love to go out and give it to the young corner when I can and get after these guys, talk a little smack, especially with a new D coordinator in here. We got to let them know how it goes around here. But, you know, it's good to be back.
Yeah, that is the happiest I've seen Aaron Rodgers in a long time, and it's actually, as a fan, great to see it. Here's a reminder of what the MVP did last season. Let's see. League leader in completion percentage, in passing touchdowns, in passer rating. So, Brandon, what does 100% all-in Aaron Rodgers mean for the Packers' Super Bowl hopes?
Oh, he's going to come in and compete at a high level. I mean, those stats that you just saw and you just talked about, yeah, absolutely. You're going to see Aaron Rodgers right there. I mean, this dude is one of the best quarterbacks the NFL has ever seen. This dude is a competitor. You heard what he just said, Nick. He was talking about, oh, we got to show this new defensive coordinator how we do things around here. That's what you want in camp. In camp, you want that offense and that defense, those units, not to like each other. You want to see those guys competing. Once we get through that third preseason game, now we can sit back at the table in the cafeteria and be friends. But right now, we got to compete. Aaron Rodgers is not going to go in that locker room because he has 1 year on his deal and let those guys down. Absolutely not. Look at all the leverage he has now by going out there last year and winning MVP. They didn't win the Super Bowl. He just won MVP, and look at all the concessions they made. Just imagine if Aaron Rodgers goes back out there and he has another MVP year, or if he wins a Super Bowl, add a Super Bowl to that, because this team is more than capable of doing that. And think about the concessions they may have to make then. You know, Brian Gutekunst, you may be valeting his car when he comes in next year if he decides to come back. We're talking about this dude leading the board of directors meeting for all the shareholders and stakeholders in the Green Bay Packers organization. Like, if this guy goes out there and he balls out, Nick, man, the Packers are going to be giving up everything to keep this guy in town.
Well,
so I don't expect him to go out there and not give it his best.
Well, the only part you said that I disagree with is the very end. I think whether he balls out or plays poorly or gets hurt or wins the Super Bowl, this is last year with the Packers. I don't think there's anything they can do to bring him back next year. But if I'm a Packers fan, I'm all right with it. Like, if I'm a Packers fan, everything I've heard over the last week has made me feel the best I have felt since we blew the NFC Championship game to the Bucs. Because Rodgers, and I know you guys talked about it last week, his press conference, not only was it perfect in the moment, it was also perfect for the future, because you don't have to ask any more questions because he answered all of them. So it's not like, I want to move on, let's not talk about it, and now it's going to be a lingering storyline. He let you know exactly what happened, blow by blow, and now you move forward. The other things you saw Davante Adams on the same page with Aaron Rodgers. You saw David Bakhtiari buy him a damn golf cart. That not only do his teammates love him, the best players on the team really love him. And I think they are all going to unite, not only to try to go win the division, win the conference, win the Super Bowl, but unite in a giant kind of collective bleep you to management. And I think they'll be great. And Wilds, they couldn't be better positioned. Detroit will be bad once again. Chicago, I like Justin Fields a lot, but they're not going to compete at a high level yet. And the Vikings, not shockingly, are already dealing with COVID stuff. And, I mean, some of that is you can't do anything about, and some of that you can do a little bit about, and the Vikings, top of the organization, seems to be hesitant to. And we know what their ceiling is. So I feel like you can absolutely Sharpie them in for the NFC North. I think Rodgers is motivated as he always is. And if I'm a Packers fan, I feel great about this year and this year only. Now, does it end the way The Last Dance with Jordan did? I don't know, but I bet it'll come damn close.
Yeah, I am very optimistic about the Packers season, depending on what Brian Gutekunst does. So for Tom Brady's last season with the Patriots, he was also 100% in. And there was issues with the receiving core. And Bill Belichick, although he was sort of slammed for not drafting the right wide receivers, they went out and got AB for a game to appease Tom Brady. They traded for Mohamed Sanu to appease Tom Brady. It didn't work out, but Belichick was actively trying to make the team better in the course of that season. So, Brandon, if Brian Gutekunst does the right things here, he will do the same thing for Aaron Rodgers. We saw it with Randall Cobb already, so that's check one.
Right.
I would like to see Jake Kumerow signed. I think Aaron Rodgers would like it. He's on the practice squad in Buffalo. He might not make the team. Send a plane out there, bring him back, make him happy. And then if any free agents come up, I think Gutekunst should listen to Aaron Rodgers and bring him on. We saw when Leonard Fournette was available, Tom Brady recruited Leonard Fournette. All of a sudden, Leonard Fournette scores a touchdown in the Super Bowl. So I think it's smart, and I'm not ruling out that he comes back next year. But Gutekunst needs to make the right moves here. If Gutekunst has moved on in his mind, it's like, all right, this is it, then he's not going to pay attention to any of these free agents that'll be available or trades that could be made. I think they should both come together, not just sort of lip service, really come together and make the team better as the season goes along.
Yeah, there's 4 windows of opportunity for teams to get better in the offseason. 1, you have free agency. 2, you have the draft. And 3, you have late free agency. Some of those older guys, those veteran guys that didn't get picked up throughout the first. You saw Melvin Ingram, right? Melvin Ingram went to the Pittsburgh. That's what I mean, that third opportunity, those late